Once upon a time, there were 3 kids, and their names were Prince Isaac, Prince Alan, and Princess Ivy. They had many adventures together. Now, I'm going to tell you about one of them. One day, Prince Isaac and Prince Alan were digging in the garden.
I wanted Prince Isaac and Prince Ivy one, where they planted, I think, beans and Beanstalk, the giant. That one.
Well, do you want to come up here and tell the story?
What's that?
Come here. Look at the camera. Why don't you tell the story about the beanstalk?
No, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, how should it start?
I have to do like this.
Okay, so you open your invisible book, and then what? Do I usually start once upon a time?
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there were 3 kids named Prince Isaac, Prince Alan,
You go it.
and Princess Ivy. And as I mentioned, they were digging in the garden. They were looking for seeds and plants and rocks and bugs and interesting things in the dirt. All of a sudden, Princess Ivy said, "Look what I found!" Prince Isaac and Prince Alan ran over to see what Princess Ivy had found. She was holding a handful of sparkling, glittering, magic beans. "What should we do with these magic beans?" she said. "I know," said Prince Isaac. "We should plant them and see if anything grows." So, Prince Isaac, Prince Alan, and Princess Ivy dug a hole and put the magic beans in the dirt and covered it back over and went inside to have dinner. The next morning, when they woke up, something had grown. What grew?
Beanstalk.
A beanstalk. It was high, high, and went all the way up into the clouds. Oh no! It was the highest thing they'd ever seen. Well, do you know what princes and princesses have to do when they see something that high? They have to climb it, don't they? So, Prince Isaac and Prince Alan and Princess Ivy started to climb all the way up the magic beanstalk. How long do you think it took them to climb up the beanstalk? A long time? Do you think it took them all day? What do you think? Or did it just take them until lunchtime?
It take them to the house.
It took them to the house. But it took them until lunchtime. And when they got up to the top of the beanstalk, they were very tired and very, very hungry. So, when they climbed to the top of the beanstalk, they saw a land covered with clouds. The ground was cloud, and the trees were made out of clouds, and there were clouds above the clouds in the sky above the cloud land. It was very fluffy and very white and very strange. But off in the distance, they saw a castle. And the castle was not made out of clouds. The castle was made out of stone. It was big. It was huge. It was giant. And it looked like maybe a giant lived there.
What is it? Is it the mama giant and there's a daddy giant coming?
They walked up to the castle, and they were so hungry that they knocked on the door. And soon they heard very loud footsteps coming to the door. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom.
And the door creaked open. And they looked up and up and up. And standing in the doorway was a giant.
Daddy giant?
A mama giant.
A mama giant? And the daddy giant is coming?
Do you think a dada giant is coming?
Yes. Yeah.
You're right. The mama giant said, "Oh, look at you. You look so hungry. You can come in to eat, but you have to be quick because the dada giant is coming and he does not like strangers in his house." So, Prince Isaac, Prince Alan, and Princess Ivy went inside the giant mama's house. And they climbed up on top of the table, and it was so tall they had to use a ladder to get to the top. And when they got to the top, the giant mama had made them a nice, big sandwich. It took all three of them to eat one sandwich, and when they were done, there was still some left over and they weren't hungry anymore. But it had taken them too long. They heard footsteps. Boom, boom, boom. "Oh no," said the mama giant. "It's the dada giant coming. You have to hide." So Prince Isaac, Prince Alan, and Princess Ivy hid in the cupboard. They hid, and they were so quiet, and they made themselves so small that no one would be able to see them. And they peeked. They peeked through a crack in the cabinet, and they saw the dada giant, and he was big. He was bigger than the mama giant. He was huge. He was the biggest giant they had ever seen, and he did not look happy. Fee, fi, fo, fids. I smell the blood of some intruding kids. Be they alive or be they dead, I'll grind their bones to make my bread. Well, of course, this made Prince Isaac and Prince Alan and Princess Ivy a little bit afraid, because no one wants their bones ground up to make bread. So they were very, very, very quiet. Now, the giant mama knew just how to make the giant dada happy. She put a huge dinner in front of him. It was a turkey, and the turkey was bigger than Princess Ivy's house. And the giant dada sat down and ate the entire turkey. And he was so full that he fell asleep at the dinner table with a turkey leg still in his hand. The giant mama opened the cabinet. "Hurry up, quick! You have to go before he wakes up!" So Prince Isaac and Prince Alan and Princess Ivy jumped out of the cabinet, and they started to run. But as they left, Princess Ivy saw a chicken. And the chicken was laying golden eggs. "I think I want this chicken to be my pet," said Princess Ivy. So as they ran, she grabbed up the chicken, and Prince Isaac and Prince Alan and Princess Ivy ran all the way back to the beanstalk. But they were not fast enough, because the chicken let out a giant squawk. And the giant dada woke up. "Who stole my chicken?" said the giant dada. And he started to run after the kids. They made it to the beanstalk and they started climbing down, but the giant dada started climbing down right after them. What do you think happened next? You don't know?
He was in a hole.
He was in a hole?
Mm-hmm.
How did he get in a hole?
He climbed down.
He climbed down the beanstalk, but Prince Isaac and Prince Alan and Princess Ivy were faster, and they got to the bottom of the beanstalk and they grabbed up their axes and they started chop, chop, chopping at the beanstalk. And before the giant dada could get to the ground, boom! The beanstalk fell over, and the giant dada fell into the ground and made a hole so deep that they still haven't found him. The end.
And I want to wonder, and the music chopper.
A story about a music chopper? That sounds great.
A music chopper.
Maybe we'll save that story for another time.
Maybe again.